I always love this photo of Greg and Dwayne. It's beautiful. So I am here today in Macon, Georgia at a place I haven't been to since like the 1990s. And that is the Big House in Macon, Georgia. Home of the Allman Brothers band, where to the best of my memory, they lived here as a band. So yeah, must have been some wild times back then. But I'm gonna walk around the grounds here, get some shots, and then we're gonna head in and check the place out. This is totally amazing. They have one of Greg's Hammond B3 organs right here. Blows my mind. It's like when I got to see one of Dwayne's guitars in Chattanooga, Tennessee at Songbirds Museum. There's a video of that on the channel. Go check that out if you like. But yeah, this is crazy. One of Greg's organs right here. So, Allman Brothers have always been one of my favorite bands, and believe it or not, back in my early 20s, I had long blonde hair down to my waist, and some friends of mine who were in a band were opening for country artist T. Graham Brown, and they convinced him that I was Greg's son, Elijah. I don't know if he ever found out the truth, but he was like, "Oh my God, I love your father's music." One of my favorite photos of the band at Rose Hill Cemetery. There will be a video of that coming up soon as well. I always love this photo of Greg and Dwayne. It's beautiful. So this is the artwork for one of Greg's albums titled Laid Back. I absolutely love that album. Pretty sure that's the album with the song Please Call Home. It's an amazing song. And there's another song he recorded. It was written by Jackson Browne. And I forget the title of it, but the last line of the song is, please don't remind me of my failures. I'm aware of them. I just absolutely love that line. Absolutely beautiful portrait of Dwayne here. Man, that's amazing. Absolutely love the stained glass here at the entrance. Got the ABB up there for the Allman Brothers Band. And they lived here from 1970 to 1973. This glass is absolutely beautiful.
Once they're here. Okay.
And now it's time to head upstairs and check out their actual living quarters. This is cool because it looks like actual, personal photographs, you know, that friends and family might have taken and shared. Check them out there on the chopper. That's awesome. And of course that famous cover from Brothers and Sisters. Check this out. Can you imagine today seeing a band the caliber of the Allman Brothers for only $6? Get out of here, man. That's crazy. I was looking the other day at tickets for bands that I'm fans of that nobody else knows about, and they're like 70, 80 bucks. I'm like, have you lost your freaking minds? And of course, like I said in my birthday video where I went to the Carter Presidential Center, Jimmy Carter, he was like the first rock and roll president. I mean, he hung out with the brothers a lot, hung out with Willie Nelson. I mean, he was freaking awesome, man. Probably the most decent man to serve as president during my lifetime. And of course, Government Mule, you know, led by Warren Haynes. If you have never heard of them or checked them out, I highly suggest it. Warren was in the band in the 90s, and he was just amazing. Evidently, this is one of his coats and shirts. But yeah, Government Mule, check them out. So this room was Dwayne's daughter's nursery back in the day, and then afterwards it became, a room that road crew members would crash in. Look at this. Oh my gosh. And this would have been Dwayne's room. So this is Barry Oakley and his family's room. Wow. And there is something very special in here before I make my way to the next room. According to the lady downstairs, this is the actual dress that Barry's daughter wore on the cover of Brothers and Sisters right there. That is wild. So yeah, that was their daughter's section of the room, and here's Barry and his wife's section. Cool bed. Sorry that this video is so like chatty and talky, but I absolutely love the brothers. What a great room this is. And you just walk right into the shower. More stained glass. Check out this old setup. Here are some covers that the guys have been on throughout the years. And actually, right here you have Derek Trucks, and if you've never checked him out, I highly recommend it. He has a band with his wife, Susan Tedeschi, the Tedeschi Trucks Band. Very good group. And of course, the album cover for Where It All Begins, a great album.
Better in person. Yeah, that's really a natural element, man.
So that was the big house here in Macon, Georgia, the home of the Allman Brothers Band from 1970 to 1973. There's Barry and his girl. Yeah, it's just a small sample of what they have here. This place is freaking amazing. I highly recommend checking it out anytime you're in the area. But I'm going to get on the road now, and I think we're going to make our way to Rose Hill Cemetery, where a lot of the guys are buried. Catch you there. So some of you may be able to notice that you've seen this image before, with the Allman Brothers Band actually sitting here in front of this tomb, crypt, whatever you want to call it. And of course, anyone who knows anything about the Allman Brothers Band knows the song In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Born November 9th, 1845, died May 3rd, 1935. The guys in the band used to hang out here and, you know, do what young hippies do. But yeah, Miss Elizabeth Reed, immortalized by the Allman Brothers Band. It's a great song, check it out. So way back in the olden days of the 1990s, me and a friend of mine, Eric, we came down here to Macon a couple of times actually. The Georgia Music Hall of Fame used to be here in Macon, but you know, people in Georgia don't like the arts, so you know, it couldn't remain as a sustainable institution. So unfortunately it had to shut down, but we would also come by here to Rose Hill Cemetery, and at that time it was just Dwayne and Barry who were buried here. That's these two sites here, and it's really tough to make out, but there is guitars carved on top of their graves. Of course, Dwayne, you know, with the Gibson, and Barry's bass is on his. Both of them died in motorcycle accidents almost a year apart. Dwayne died October 29th, 1971, and Barry died November 11th, 1972. And I love on Barry's headstone, let's see if we can get it there. It's not going to focus. Come on, focus, focus. Well, anyhow, at the base of the actual headstone itself there, it says, "And the road goes on forever." It's these bars that won't let it focus. But yeah, back then it was just these two guys, and then of course you had Greg and Butch, who both passed in 2017. So a lot of, you know, these guys are it just so happens that they die, you know, pretty close in date to one another. Butch being one of the drummers. J-Mo, he's actually still alive, and I saw where he I think he recently performed with not Butch Trucks, but Derek Trucks, or someone related to the band. But yeah, curious to see if when J-Mo does pass, hopefully it won't be for a very long time. Love that guy. If he will be buried here as well. I guess Dickie is buried somewhere else. Dickie Betts being the other guitar player. And so yeah, this place has really changed a lot since the 90s too. Before, this fence wasn't here, and you could just walk up and, you know, people would leave trinkets on Dwayne and Barry's grave. And oddly enough, the way we found it was, my friend and I, we were just cruising around the cemetery here, down there by the railroad tracks and the river. And as we were cruising by, we looked up this way, and there was a trash can by these two grave sites. And Eric was like, that's got to be them. I mean, why else would there be a trash can by, you know, two grave sites? We knew that Dwayne and Barry were here together, so yeah, it just made sense. But yeah, I really love the Allman Brothers Band. Probably seen them live, I don't know, half a dozen times. Got to actually introduce them on stage one time when I worked in radio at 96 Rock in Atlanta. And funny thing about that show was the stage manager, he was pointing at one mic on the stage. He says, "Whatever you do, do not touch that microphone." And evidently it was Dickie's mic, and he's very particular, I guess, about his microphones. And then the best show I ever saw was them at the Fox Theater in Atlanta. They played like 3 hours that night, and in between they did like a little short intermission where they showed old black and white cartoons. It was really cool. But yeah, 4 members of the Allman Brothers Band right here at Rose Hill Cemetery in Macon, Georgia. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you like and subscribe, and we'll catch you around next time. Later.